Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time for another Eat and Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. We did have another video cross 3,000 likes, which now only puts us 13 away from this Invicta challenge, which I know that people are starting to get kind of hyped for. We usually see this slow build and kind of gradual boil to like ultra hype whenever we get close to these like streak goals. And remember, if you want to make it happen even sooner, all you gotta do is click the like button. I say it every single episode. It's the easiest way to support my channel. It's totally free and takes less than a second, dude. You can do it on any device that you watch these videos at, dog. Here is your amazing yeah, it's already begun. Amazing meme of the day sent in by Painter DND W40K. Title thread was episode 1061, now dubbed officially by Painter as the Ribsident. Dear sissy, what was that? A vulture stealing my ribs? A vulture. In the middle of the day, right when you're cooking. Yes. May I see the video? No. I mean, it's a simple, I'm not going to call it low effort because it's Painter, but like it's simple and effective. Thank you very much, Painter. And everyone who's been dunking on the vulture Ribsident, which, yeah, has produced multiple memes of the day, which I'm sure you'll see over the next couple of days. Today is going to be 7-4 Hotel Lima, 4 Delta 3 Quebec. Now, obviously, at some point during yesterday's insanity, we did have Eden's Blessing. I don't remember exactly when. I think it may have been closer towards the end of the run. But yeah, during the absolute just chaos that was yesterday's run, we got Eden's Blessing. So that's the reason why we have the stopwatch, which is fine because obviously that gives us a nice little speed boost here. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of all those flies because screw that. We're also starting off with Bomber Boy here, which is a fantastic starting upgrade for us for our bombs because it allows us to basically one-shot early bosses and basically anything else that we need to do early on in the game. It is effective against late-game bosses and even mid-game bosses, but it doesn't have that one-shot ability. I'm just going to do this because you know why? Our tears rate and damage is not that super great. I mean, 2.45 is not... It's not a death knell, right? It's just kind of like whatever. Oh, we didn't even get... We did not even get our dang soul heart. That was me coughing and looking away for a moment from the microphone. Walking right on into that dang fire. But yeah, our stats here are not terrible. They're not great. Our movement speed, of course, is going to be fantastic to start with because of the stopwatch. But for the most part, our DPS is largely forgettable here. 2.83 is very, very below average. So we've got a ways to go to make this up. But again, as we were just discussing about the Bomber Boy upgrade, this does give us a level of offense that we normally would not even possess if we didn't have it. So I really hate that I'm not going to be able to make this happen. And I'm not going to try because screw that. Now, should I be using all my bombs like this early on? No. No, you shouldn't blast through all your bombs. But if it makes sense, then yeah, go for it. Like right there, it didn't, I mean, it made sense because obviously A, I was looking for possibly a secret room, which I now know is not there. And then B, we wanted to kill the entire room, which is what we did. And we also start off with Monstro's Tooth, which those of you who remember, not yesterday's episode, but the last week's episode of TM Trainer. Monstro will fly out of nowhere sometimes, even from like the top rope, and absolutely obliterate anything that Monstro sees, including death off the screen, by the way. Which the Monstro RKO out of nowhere was something else. Okay, well we get a free entry in there, that's fine. Obviously we have the sack room shuffle that we could do here, but we just don't have enough HP to really warrant it. And I'm also going to wait until I pick up that soul heart until after we fight the boss. Okay, so the secret room is acting like it's right here. It is. I'm going to reset this room and just go take a peek here because we're going to have to do this room again anyway. The Monstro has had us kind of, they were encroaching and had us out of position in a not fantastic way, so I'd prefer not to get hit here. Not that it's going to be lethal, of course, but, you know, you want to minimize damage and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with just simply walking out of a room when you're able to and just trying to get a better position at the start. Now, the secret room being here tells me that the super secret room is probably here. And it is. How did I know that between not being able to see the map and really just not even seeing the entire map? It's just game experience. If you see that, you just see that room right there, the one that I have the soul heart in. Normally, it's going to be splintered off of that room. There's going to be either a super secret room or a regular secret room. Got it on 20 cents. And then I saw the secret room there, obviously, so get the D1 Hizzle. Now we can re-roll this, but we're gonna have to do it in this room only. This would also randomize our stats, but do we really want to give up the stopwatch? Again, it's gonna randomize the stats, but it's also gonna re-roll the item. Let's see what the boss item pedestal gives us, and we'll go from there. I don't want to re-roll the soul heart, so I'm going to be picking it up first. Yeah, range upgrade, no thank you. I am going to rip the D100. Get Worm Buddy a Tears upgrade, but oh my god, did we lose damage. Holy moly. Yeah, I mean, Worm Buddy and Infamy they're both great, but I don't know about that. Got another D100, but I like this tears rate though, man. Like, that's the thing, and that's probably what's going to be my downfall in this run here is my obsession with having a lot of fire rate. But like, it really is like the most important thing. Plus, Worm Buddy, as you just saw right there, can help any enemies kind of like, you know, making a racket out of stuff. So I'm hoping that this is going to copy the card and not the pill. No one's surprised it copied the pill. So going to last week's question of the episode, there was really only one question of the episode from the Ultra Mega Brimstone episode. It was sent in by Warcrafter. This one didn't even have any upvotes, so I gave it an upvote. Title of the comment was simply, question, what's the weakest item you've ever had carry you in a run? So this is a very fun one because there are quite a few instances where we've had bad items, or at least maybe not bad, but just overall items that you wouldn't necessarily think would be considered a carry item. The most recent one, of course, being the Candy Heart episode, where Candy Heart really, really, really did all of the heavy lifting until we got Crown of Light that one time. So that comes to mind immediately. I think another good hard carry item that you wouldn't necessarily think was a good hard carry item would be something like Incubus. You know, there are times where that's all you have for offense. But I think that the ultimate hard carry item that is probably the weakest showing out of all the items that I've been carried by was definitely Anima Sola. On paper, you would think that like it'd be something like, say, like Magic Fingers or something like that, but no. Anima Sola legitimately is still, in my opinion, one of the best non-hard carry items in the game. I mean, I've talked about this a lot, where you just have this item that is designed to truly carry you. I'm going to use the Sun card to heal, but if there's I'm going to look for a Temperance Machine. So yeah, I would say Anima Sola or Candy Heart would probably be the quote weakest. Oh my goodness gracious. And we can D4 here, but that's not going to change our stats. It's only going to change our... This will only change our items. Okay, well, I was kind of hoping that we were going to get, like, you know, money in their game, but... D12, a glass D12. By the way, we're getting these dice in the bottom right-hand corner from the dice bag. And we're not going to be able to use it there, but... I think I am going to hold... You know what? Hang on. Now that I know these flies are in here, I don't want to clear this room. There's a reason why. I'm going to drop the Sun card just to save myself some backtracking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the reverse Hangman card to turn us into the Keeper so we can get the money to maybe pay for Quad Shot here. Because, again, our base stats our tiers rate are excellent right now, thanks to Wire Coat Hanger and whatever the hell the D100 did. So I'm gonna pop the keeper in here, and this should give us a very decent amount of money, I hope. Oh baby, that's right. It's Invicta Smart. It's Invicta Smart. There we go, baby. Now the only mistake that you could argue that I made was not picking up the dice bag before re-entering this room here, because we could have gotten a D20. The chances of that happening are extremely low, but you know, we could have gotten a D20 to re-roll all those coins, but not a big deal. D7. I will take Friend Zone. Friend Zone is a very reliable orbital that does a decent amount of damage. And now we have 38 cents to play with in the arcade here to hopefully get quad shot. Hopefully get quad shot. Hopefully get quad shot. Oh baby. And the pentagram. And the pentagram. And the pentagram. And Robo Baby. Yeah, that was one of the better plays that we've done this week. Was that a double 10 rock now? So I 100% stand by that play with the reverse Hangman card. Look at this. We actually get a glass D12 in here. So this could be pretty good. Okay. It wasn't, but never know. Yeah, we'll take the Rotten Heart. Somebody on a recent episode asked me how come I don't pick up Rotten Hearts. There's a couple reasons for that. The main one being is that if you take Heart, it does not protect you like a normal Heart does. You take damage on a Rotten Heart, it actually does tend to put you in dangerous situations because it counts right through that Rotten Heart. Another reason is because there are some times where I don't actually want flies. Like if I have Death's List or something like that, you know, even though we get a little bit of extra damage, it's not necessarily something that I want all the time. Get the D12, and we just... Okay. Okay. Fantastic W here with 2 Guppy items, and starting off, Contract from Below. Good lord, man. What is happening here? So it is the last day of May. Here on the 31st. My birthday month is officially coming to an end today. And you know, it was a legendarily amazing birthday. Between the subathon, we've done great numbers this month on YouTube. And I can only say thank you all very much. For those of you who even temporarily stopped by the Twitch stream, and you got to see me cook, you got to see me do lots of crazy, wacky things during the 19-day subathon. You all made this birthday absolutely incredible, and I will never be able to repay you all, even a fraction of what you give me. We're just gonna get Guppy, I guess, too. So I am gonna consume that Rotten Heart because we just don't need it anymore at this point. I did not mean to use that. I was trying to use the Sun card. Thank you, Glass D12. I guess this is the game's goodbye birthday gift. But yeah, it was something that, you know, I wanted to do for many years. I've been doing this job I've been streaming on Twitch alone for 10 years. We got a D12 in here. Look, I got to make one D12 reference every time we see it, all right? Otherwise, it just doesn't feel right. That's the only song that I remember by them, so, you know. But yeah, this birthday was absolutely amazing. Nothing will top this birthday for a very long time, if ever. I don't know what hit me in that room there. Pretty sure all the shots were gone, but to go back and look at the footage. We did get a D20 in here, so D20 gonna help us out a little bit, maybe. Well, there's Hollow Heart, and there's Cracked Crown. Crack Crown doesn't give us a whole lot of anything right now, but I am willing to take it. Just because it is stats. I mean... Now, the Wiz would give us extra shots going diagonally. I just don't want to deal with the hassle of having to stand at an angle at my targets. If you want to, go for it. But that's not me. Can't be me, man. Can't be me. Won't be me. My Priestess, we can use that against the boss here. We've fallen. And we'll take Abba Dabba Ding Dong, which gave us more damage and movement speed. Man, oh man. I should also mention, by the way, because people have been asking, like, hey, what would you do to buff, like, quality 0, quality 1 items, that sort of stuff for the question of the episode. And I just kind of course, meaning no disrespect to anybody out there, but I cannot answer questions like that, because if you ask me, like, what quality item Guppy's head is, I would not know the answer off the top of my head. I would have to pull up a list of items and kind of reference that, and I don't really think that that's interesting. Oh my goodness. The tech point fizzle. So if your questions of the episode happen to deal with, like, item quality and, you know, what would I do for this item, or, you know, what's your favorite item 3 quality item, I probably won't answer those just because I cannot name you what quality item is different from the other. I really can't. So because I've been seeing that come up recently in the comments. But if you have, like, a better way to ask the question to kind of help me, because again, I don't pre-read these questions. These are all done on the fly. If you want to help me, then instead of asking me, like, hey, what would you do to improve all the quality 3 items in the game, instead be like, hey, what would you do to improve this item, or, like, out of these items, which one would you improve, and, you know, and why, that sort of stuff. That helps me because I don't have to think about alt tabbing and then looking at like a list or the Wikipedia page just to figure out what items people are talking about. Speedball, which is going to give us a supercharged movement speed upgrade, and I will take Brimstone. We could take Dark Prince's crown, but I am going to take False PhD because we have so much movement speed. I don't really care about losing that, nor do I care about losing range, because now we have Brimstone, so good pickup. We'll go check the curse room, even though we've already got Guppy. Obviously, Quad Shot Brimstone is Quad Shot Brimstone on top of having Guppy is we Gucci fan, and we're just gonna keep on getting Guppy items, and I'm fine with that. Tells us where we can and shouldn't waste time with our exploration or chests or keys and that sort of stuff. And this is just all firing on all 4 cylinders. I recently started playing Fallout Shelter, which I didn't realize that game was 9 years old, which made me feel really, really old. Because I remember when that game came out and everyone was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And then now apparently it's, like, just really beloved. And also, of course, everything and anything Fallout is hot right now thanks to the show, which, by the way, I still haven't watched yet. Planning on it, but I'm not a Fallout fan. Like, I'm just not a Fallout guy. I like the premise and I like the idea. It's just for the games, like, I've just never been huge fans. I played Fallout 3 and 4. Anyway, but I started playing Fallout Shelter, and I'm surprised at how fun it is and how interesting the mechanics are. I do wish that there was a multiplayer aspect. That would be very cool. Like I thought maybe it would be like a mobile, not a gacha game, but a mobile game that had like some integrated like multiplayer features, or like you could trade with players and that sort of stuff. I think that would be really cool, but it doesn't, unfortunately. However, so far after only playing it for about a day, I can say that it's something that I definitely would be playing again. And yeah, we can take quarter. Use double. We've got tons of money right now. It's one of those, the thing that really scratches that itch for me is resource management games. One of my favorite games ever was called Dead in Bermuda, which of course I have special ties with because that's my home country. I was born and raised there. So it was very cool to see even just the term Bermuda in a game, let alone a very good game. And the devs are cool. I've spoken to them before. They're very, very awesome people. They also made Dead in Vinland. Well, so if those of you who've ever played either one of those games, Dead in Bermuda is very, 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 very good. Anyway, that was one of my most favorite games to play, which was you have like resources and like you got like resource management and all this kind of good stuff. Steps 2. I probably should use the 2 of diamonds, but what? And it's just a lot of fun. There's something really, really interesting to me when it comes to building a base and then trying to get it to succeed. Like one of my favorite games of all time is RimWorld. RimWorld is one of the best games of the resource management colony simulator that I've ever had the pleasure of playing. See, we don't care about luck. Give us what we need is damage. Our movement speed is fine. Ebizzle going ham here. We'll leave with the. Yeah, we gotta get going here. Let's make boss rush instead of just mulling about here with Ebizzle. But anyway, RimWorld is one of my favorite games of all time, and I think one of the best games of all time. Tynan has done an excellent job at curating that game and really building it out and fleshing it out to the point where you can basically take an entire planet over, which is really, really, really cool with the caravan system. Anyway, but Fallout Shelter, it scratches that itch, like that kind of special itch where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm a little, I can dig it. I can see myself getting invested in this. I don't quite understand why it's not linked to mobile though. I think that was a missed opportunity for them to link your vaults between mobile devices and PC. Like you can't do it, unfortunately. But it would be I think that a Fallout Shelter series would be interesting for the gaming channel. And naming them after like my friends and stuff, I think that'd be cool. The only problem is the time gating thing, which obviously all mobile games have. Perfect. Another double range up pill here, which is gonna give us a double damage up. By range up, I meant range down pills. You knew what I meant. So I think that one of those, at certain points, one of those times, I may try to do something like that. Plus tears, of course. That was a big tears down too, because yeah. So thank you, experimental pill, for that. But anyway, I may run. Try to see how a Fallout Shelter series would go on the gaming channel. Wouldn't be for the main channel. It's been too long since I put out content. I thought about doing a Diablo 4 like update video with the season of loot or whatever the heck it's called now. I thought about doing like just an update video because that's how the gaming channel really started to take off during the Diablo 4 days. But it's still Diablo. It's still like, it's definitely better, I will say. Diablo 4 is definitely better. It's much improved this season. It's just, I don't know. There's something that's off about D4 that I can't quite quantify in a articulate manner. I don't know if it's just the way that the characters do their attacks or the way that enemies kind of spawn in and stuff. It never feels like you're winning the war. You know, I just realized that we left our Emperor card on the other floor. I get kind of like the immersion for me in a Diablo game is always built off of like, I can clear this entire area, go down to a next floor type thing. Like that's what D2 made so famous and so amazing. And that's the thing where like I'm drawn into like saying, hey, like I could see myself wanting to keep going in this game. But when like stuff gets like just respawns over and over and over again, like in the Hellspawn or Helltides in D4, I kind of just get this feeling like unless if it's just a constant, and I mean constant wave of mobs, I stop caring. Like that's another thing. It's honestly a pretty, I'm patting myself on the back here, but it really is an apt point to make when you're talking about D4 versus other ARPGs out there. Like, you know, you look at Path of Exile, which I still consider to be the absolute superior ARPG of any game, including D2. Hemolacria with quad shot brimstone, this is going to be absolutely hilarious. This is going to be a big damage up. It's a huge tears down, but watch this. Especially with Parasite. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to go see old Hushy. Old Hushy. But you think about Path of Exile and like maps and stuff, like you don't have to, like the enemies don't respawn. You get your own instance, you get your own, you can clear the entire map. In fact, you're supposed to clear the entire map in order to get like, you know, the best chance of the best rewards and stuff and that sort of stuff. And I think that that's one of the things that kind of takes me out of D4 is the fact that you can kill like a wave, sit there for like 20 seconds, and then they'll just respawn again. Now, this is, of course, specifically just for Helltides, but it's the overworld, and that's kind of the point I'm trying to make, is that, like, my overworld is the same as everyone's overworld, which means that, like, in order for me to get that sort of instance experience like I get with D2 and Path of Exile, I have to go into a Nightmare Dungeon, and those aren't exactly fun or interesting to run. So anyway, long story short, I'm not planning on doing an update video for D4. But a Fallout Shelter series, I think, would be interesting to see what the reaction would be over there. It'd cause a lot of people to unsub because it's not Diablo, and the people who are over there are already not expecting Isaac, which is the main benefit of the gaming channel. Yeah, we call this the Brimstone Strobe Light build. Take perfection, and yeah. Got a text from Papa Victor there. They still do not have power over his house. So I may be sheltering him and the dogs tonight, or at least today. Hopefully the power comes back on. We've been having some gnarly storms here. I mean, there was hail at one point today, which is kind of kind of insane because like we don't see hail that far down here usually, unless it's a really, really, really bad storm. I can actually pick up that Eternal Heart because we're about to go get some Devil Deal items anyway, so that's fine. We just instantly deleted Fallen. In fact, there's so many things happening on screen right now. It's making it very difficult for me to see where things are. If we're getting shot by incoming projectiles. Also, we went straight to Stanley, which was kind of nice. To the compass, and yeah, we are going to take Backstabber 100%. What a run, man. Yeah. Oh, you know we're doing a victory lap. Come on now. I can see Hotel Tango X-Ray or Echo Zulu X-Ray. Hotel Tango Echo Zulu Echo 7 Victor Charlie. There we go. We got it. We got our military alphabet down for the day. Thinking about Fallout Shelter. Okay, so the story that I wanted to lead up into was there's a mechanic in the game where if you take a man and a woman, you put them in specifically the living quarters rooms, they have a chance to get busy, let's say. And you can get babies, you can get kids. So I was like, oh, well, there's not really a good way early on, there's not really a good way to up your population. So, and I had in my first and only shelter, I have a lot of women, but I have like 2 men. And one of them is very good at operating the power plant. The other one was just kind of like just a normal dude. I was like, okay, so I'll let him kind of mingle and see what happens. Let me tell you something. The normal dude, that is. This man, all right, this man has fathered every single one of the children that got born today by himself -1. No, that's not a Godzilla reference. Like I think at the time I had like 7 or 8 women in the shelter, or not the shelter, but the vault. And he knocked up all of them but one. And I don't mean like I just sat there for hours and just like closed the game. No, this man got busy in a hurry. No lady that's in my vault right now was able to last more than like 2 minutes or so before my dude was putting the moves on him and just knocking him up. So I thought that was pretty hilarious, and especially when all the kids got born at the exact same time, because they were all basically conceived at the exact same time. So I don't know how long it takes for kids to grow up in that game, but I do know that we're going to have a huge population boost when they do. Absolutely not. So I thought that was interesting. And then, of course, you can rename the kids. And, you know, it's cool because the game defaults to... it shows you who the mother and father are, and then it gives them a random first name, but then it keeps the last name of one of the parents, which is pretty neat. Oh my goodness gracious. This damage is getting to be pretty crazy now with Proptosis. What I'm trying to say is, and it's a free game to play, so what I'm trying to say is go play Fallout Shelter if you haven't. Even though it's 9 years old at the time of this recording, it's still lots of fun. Yeah, we don't need PJs. I will take Lump of Coal though, just because. So we also have a sack room here, which means that we can do the sack room shuffle. I wonder what happens if you use Mr. Me on the sack room shuffle. Will he take a hit for you? So we're gonna do the sack room shuffle here. Some extra moolah. course, Bloody Gust is also kind of helping us out here with the tears rate and movement speed upgrades. Take those. I'll take those. So no Angel Deal items except for Redemption. That's fine. Did I put money in the... I better have put money in the donation machine, right? Yeah. Making sure. Because we had all that money on the first run. There are some things that I don't like, though, about Shelter, other than the fact that there's no multiplayer aspects at all. The biggest one is the controls on PC. I know it's a lot easier because it was designed for mobile, to like pick people up and like tell them, hey, go here, go do this, go do that. But with a mouse and keyboard, it's very awkward. They like click and drag like they're little sprites. Speed down, that's fine. We got plenty of speed to give, so it's no big deal. We'll take a luck upgrade. Might as well. Notice how I was able to get out of that room before the game gave us the soul heart. So we didn't actually get charged. I mean, technically we did get charged for leaving the room, but it didn't matter because we got out before the necklace gave us the soul heart. Apparently there were lucky pennies there. Steam sale, and also we'll take the red stew. The game did not like that room. Finally get a Tears upgrade, which is great. Get 9 lives, which honestly we don't even need. That would also kind of ruin our redemption. Ooh. Nah, I'll stick with Redemption. I mean, look, we had great luck with Redemption this past week, so I'll definitely take it. Anything that's going to give us more stats in terms of damage without us having to really worry about, like, you know, where are we going to get this damage from? Or, you know, should we take this item? Redemption removes all that kind of, like, doubt. And I think that Redemption episode really did highlight just how surprisingly good seemingly mundane items can take. And actually, you know what? I will revise my answer of the episode to Warcrafter's question of the episode, which was, you know, the weakest carry item that I've ever had. I totally forgot about Redemption, but I would say that on the surface, Redemption looks like it's garbage. You know, having to skip a Devil Deal just to get a paltry little damage upgrade seems like it wouldn't be amazing. But I do think that Redemption proved itself to be able to sit at a big boy table. Lots of bombs. Look at us. And swing with the best of them. I don't want to waste our. Oh God, get me out of this room. Yeah, we've got to use the eraser somewhere here. It's the only time when I want to see like annoying enemies like Claudies or Bonies or something. Okay, well, unfortunately we hit the champion, which means that we're not going to have any more champion gapers, but we'll still get them. There you go, back-to-back damage upgrades from Redemption for Devil Deals that weren't bad, of course, but we just didn't need them. In before that one person's like, you forgot Pageant Boy. There's literally no downsides. No. The downside is letting the game think they can get one over on you by giving Pageant Boys a boss item. That's the downfall right there. Need to find something good to erase here. We get PhD. I mean, why not at this point? Paralysis. We need a black soul heart. We can. I mean, the black flies aren't necessarily the worst thing to erase, but they're not the best thing either. It's just, it's not going to matter, is my point. We are thoroughly handled on this run. Watch, now we're gonna see all the annoying stuff that I could have erased. Yep. Right on cue. Ignore the shovel, and yeah, I want to ignore the devil deal. I mean, we just flat out just don't need him. Like, and this is real. Like, I know I keep harping on how good Redemption and how surprisingly good it's been, but it legitimately is starting to turn into one of my favorite items. Because as long as you get a devil deal, you're guaranteed a damage up. How insane is that? So you're essentially converting devil deals into damage ups. I mean guaranteed damage ups. That's incredible. And I mean, not to be cliche, but I think that Redemption is poised to be like a large front runner for, or at least a contender anyway, for comeback item of the year. Because it's an item that I just never gave two craps about ever. I always thought the Redemption was pretty bad. We have PhD, but I think that yeah, false PhD is still going to take at least the ones that we've seen. I think is the ones that we have identified are going to be using false PhD, but the ones that we haven't identified yet are going to be affected by PhD. I will take the tears up here, which is going to screw over Redemption a little bit. Oh my gosh. In fact, we didn't even get a tears up, so. Probably, that's why I fought, or that's why I fired this way, because Parasite. Yeah. I don't think Haemolacria stacks other than the damage upgrade. But that's how you do the boss rush in the Binding of Isaac. Not sure what hit me there, but I am sure that I don't care, because yeah, this is going to. I mean, if it crashes, I think it's an instant 11 on the Jasonator dunk rating. This is I don't want to get too presumptuous now, because I don't want to step on any toes here, but I feel like this is a guaranteed 10 on the dunk rating. Because, man, This is insanely strong. I'll take Placenta just to have it. And yeah, again, I'm just going to take the damage upgrade. It's always weird whenever I get a notification saying like, hey, you've got a package on the way. And I don't readily remember what, or even know what this possibly could be. I think it's my PSA returns. Could be wrong. But it's not coming from California, which means that like it may not be PSA, so I don't know. Pokemon cards have been red hot. I had lots of new people come over from the subathon who have been interested in Pokemon cards. I even had people who were like, you know, hey, I've never been into cards, but this looks like fun. How can I get started? And then proceed to, you know, we proceed to help them out, get them cooking with some good packs here. And it's been a blast. I've been doing Pokemon breaks now on Twitch for almost a year. It'd be a year come August. And isn't that insane? We're now only 2 months away from August. Like, should have used oh. By the way, you might have noticed that we had a double charge on the eraser. That's from the battery. I don't care about maximizing the eraser use. I think something tells me that we're going to be just fine on this run. There is not a boss living or dead in this run that's going to have a chance against us. I'm going to use the Perthro rune here just because. Oh my god. Now, okay. So, for the record, just for the record, I'm doing this to try to crash the game. Hint of lime. I just want this to be... want it to be well known that I am actively trying to crash the game to get an 11 here. If Parasite and Cricket's body both go off at the same time, it's game over. Excuse me. Thanks. Due to tears. And also, by the way, notice how we still have the red stew buff that we got. Let's like point that out. I'm hoping that we get a Delirium Portal here. We did not. I should have kept Mr. Me so I could have gone into the... oh, wait. No. We only have one key. Damn. Damn. I thought that we had both keys. I should have taken both. The sack rooms. Still, what a run. What an absolute legendarily strong run here. Definitely one of the strongest runs that we've seen in quite a while. So, and it's a really fun, explosive way to end the month of May. So, thank you all very much for making my birthday month amazing. This is the best birthday out of the entire birthdays that I've had. And the subathon was amazing. The Mosh Pit's been killing it on YouTube lately. Thank you for those of you who've been going over to my TikTok channel as well and starting to follow that. And go subscribe to my gaming channel because I probably will be posting some Fallout Shelter stuff and other games that I just come across. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you again, everybody. Hope your Mays were as good as mine. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like things of patrons of mine like Katie Bobady, Braden Clark, and the Dead Hero 64. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.